the 8 apps I use for good health. I'm going to share today some of the secrets that have helped me lose 30 pounds, and I'm running 8 or 10 miles a week now. I feel so much better. And yes, I turned 50 this year. So I hope some of these apps will help some of you out there who struggle like I have.
The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today.
So today I want to talk about 8 apps to have better health. So I am going through somewhat of a transformation. Now, I'm not one of those people who hides my age. I am doggone glad to be 50. I feel great. I feel amazing. And a lot of that is because I've lost almost 30 pounds now since June 30th. Have taken the challenge from my sisters who are younger than me to run in it's a 2-day thing. So the first day is a 10K and the second day is a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. The furthest I've run is a little over 8 miles. I'm getting ready after I record this to go have a 3.5 mile run, but I've also had an eating plan that has been awesome. So I was going to share all the apps and the things that are really part of my transformation, give you a few links and just some encouragement that when you feel good, you can better cope with life and you can better relate to your students. And it just changes everything. It is so nice. I dropped another pant size and had on a new pair of, well, not a new pair of blue jeans. It was an old pair of blue jeans that I could wear again. So it felt new on Friday and it just felt awesome. So anyway, the first one is Waterminder. Now, Waterminder is an app that helps you drink enough water. I think it's 128 ounces I try to drink a day, which I know sounds like a lot, but it comes from the eating plan I'm on, which I'll share in a minute. So it does remind me, it works with my Apple Watch, drink enough water. Now, I started using this app actually back kind of the end of May, early June, and I started feeling better and my skin started feeling better just within a week or so. It's really pretty remarkable how much better I started feeling when I drank enough water. And if I do not drink enough water, my app will tell me and I actually don't feel as well. I start feeling sluggish and don't feel so good. So, and the other thing is sometimes I realized I thought I was hungry, but I was really thirsty. So I love the Waterminder app. It's fantastic. It does work with the Apple Watch. The second app I started using was the Streaks app, Streaks. Now, I had read in Charles Duhigg's book, The Power of Habit, that if you just started working out 5 minutes a day, that eventually that time would increase. So that was one of my streaks. I have 12 streaks that I try to maintain in the app, and I'm looking at my Apple Watch now. I'm just going to share you mine. I pray every morning. I read my Bible every morning. I take my vitamins. I steward money, so I check the bank balances and everything. Make my bed because that is what they call an essential habit. There's another word he uses for it. It'll come to me in a minute. That really makes a difference. I have some Bible verses that I like to read every day. Logging my food, which is a big part of the eating plan that I'm on that I'll share about. I do write 3 things I'm thankful for every single day in my journal. I combine my journal with my planner pages. Getting up the podcast is one of them for 5 days a week. My little 5-minute workout, reading, listening, and learning something new, and then writing something every day. So I can have up to 12 streaks. That's the most I can have. And for my praying, I'm on 106, reading Bible 107, and my taking my vitamins 107 straight days. And it is incredible just how much better I feel. And daughter had suggested I take some collagen, and that's even made my skin softer. Now, remember, when you take vitamins and stuff, check those out with your doctor. I'm not a doctor, can only tell you what works for me. I do on my streaks, I had quite a few little vitamins I was taking. So I actually have a little thing I got from GNC that lets me put all my vitamins for the week. So I just pop those out, take those every morning along with a big old 17-ounce glass of water and the other stuff that I do. Now, this other app is the activity monitor. It does come with your Apple Watch and your phone, but I really enjoy, knowing how many steps I'm taking, how it's my activity, setting that activity goal. It really does make a difference, and then logging everything. So that is my third. Now, the fourth is the health app, and the health app really, it comes also with the iPhone, but there's a couple of stats in there I look at, besides weight. One of them is resting heart rate. Now, my resting heart rate since the end of June, when I started running and eating better and working out, has gone down over 10 beats a minute, which for me, I'm kind of astounded by that, but I do feel so much better. And supposedly a lower resting heart rate is better. maybe not in all cases, but being able to look at what my heart is doing has actually been very motivating for me because I'm actually seeing an improvement. Now, the past 2 weeks have been kind of crazy, as I mentioned in yesterday's episode. So my resting heart rate has actually gone up a little bit. I haven't run quite as much in the past few weeks. So I sat down with my calendar and planned to make sure I could run 3 times this week, which I think is really, really important. So then the fifth app is Easy 10K. This is from a guy named Jeff Galloway. And Jeff Galloway is a coach for people who run marathons and tries to help people not have injuries. Now, my concern about running again at my age, which I do feel great, but I am older, was my knees because I had to stop running because of my knees. The truth is, though, I had run in a 5K and I swear like a 90-year-old nun, it's like smoked me. It really was embarrassing. So I started trying to get faster and that's when I hurt myself. Well, what on earth did I have, being 45 years old at the time, trying to get faster. And so I hurt my knees and I didn't need to do that. What I need to do is I need to run so that I can run for the rest of my life. So my sisters recommended this app and it's called Easy 10K. I've got 2 more weeks left in it. So then I'll graduate up to Easy half marathon. I don't think I'll have the time to do a full marathon, although I have lots of friends who do that. But, because honestly, I ran, 8 miles the other day and it did take close to 2 hours. I can't imagine, running longer, but I'll do it. I mean, all you do when you run is just put one step in front of the other, but it's been pretty miraculous and I feel great. I run 3 times a week and wonderful things there. So I will say the only problem with Easy 10K is it does not interface with your Apple Watch. So I do turn on Nike Run Club when I run and that gives me my pacing information to see how fast I'm going. The nice thing about Easy 10K is I can set a run walk ratio. Now this is going to sound odd, but when I set my run walk ratio to be like 3 minutes running, 30 seconds walking, I was actually slower than when I set my ratio to be 30 seconds running, 10 seconds walking. You can get your pace up because what I do is I'll sprint pretty hard for that 30 seconds and then walk 10 seconds. And it does really get your pace up. So my first time I ran a mile, I thought I was going to die back in June. Of course, it gets pretty hot in South Georgia. And it took me around like 24 minutes to run a mile. And don't make fun of me, everybody. But the fastest I've run it now is 12 minutes. And for me at age 50, cutting it in half, I think that's pretty doggone good. Now, when I run, 7-8 miles, I can't necessarily get it down to that. It'll be 13 or 14. But truthfully, my goal is just to beat the balloon ladies. And here's what I mean by that. There are these ladies who go at the pace of a 16-minute mile at the end of the Disney princess races. And if they pass you, you have to get on the bus and you don't get to finish running the race. So I do want to beat the balloon ladies and I do want to finish those 2 races. And I know this is going to be a challenge for me, but I think it's awesome to have a challenge. And I've got some friends who are going to be joining me. Now, my 6th app is not really a health app, but it's very helpful. So my Fantastical app is the one I use for my calendar. And I do schedule my runs and it does show on my iPhone when I'm going to be running and when I'm going to be doing things. And I think in order to fit fitness or streaks or anything else into your life, you do have to kind of get intentional about your schedule. It does interface with my Google Calendar and all the other calendars. So that is a big part of good health, I think, is just knowing where you have to be when and not stressing out and building margin into your day. Margin is a word that's been coming from my principle of just building margin into our class time and into our day to build relationships as well as be excellent in our teaching. And I think margin is something I'm really working on in my life. Now, I'm going to tell you about my eating plan that I'm on and the tool I use. It has a really strange name, but I've lost 28 pounds. My husband has lost closer to 40 pounds. My son has lost closer to 40 pounds also. Now, it's called My Shibboleth, Shibboleth. And you can go to it through my referral code. I don't get any money or anything. It just gives me credit if any of you join. coolcatteacher.com/diet. And that'll take you to look at the website and check it out. Now, I pay $9.95 a month, but it is so worth it. I would love to be able to explain the eating plan to you. I can tell you that it's really easy. I can tell you that we all follow it. It's sort of keto-ish, not totally, because there's certain perfect pairing combinations that are not keto at all. It's kind of high protein-ish, but not totally. I eat things like this awesome thing called a Mighty Muffin and some other stuff. But, there's an eating plan and then I log my food and I log what I'm doing. And it really has worked for me and I love it. And the cool thing is I can have 6 holidays a month. So every Sunday, just about, I will eat Brewster's white chocolate turtle ice cream. And I'm still losing this weight because, having that one day or 2 days every so often, we had a big celebration at the school when we had all these baptisms on Thursday, 20 something, maybe it was 15. I can't even remember how many it was. It was awesome. And they were going to serve this awesome stuff called graduation punch that everybody loves. They only serve at graduation. And I wanted some. And then somebody also made an ice cream sandwich cake and I wanted some of that too. So I planned our holiday and I was up like a pound after the day, but I'm going to be back down because when I'm done, I'm going to get out there and run. And this is a lifestyle change for me. Now, so it's called My Shibboleth and you can go to coolcatteacher.com/diet to learn more about it. I do want to say that I was somewhat inspired by a comment that Andy Andrews made on his podcast. Andy Andrews is kind of known as the noticer and I enjoy listening to his podcast. And he made a comment once, can you lose 5 pounds? And, I was just disgusted with myself because there's been twice in my life that I've, pretty much taken the all the weight off or most of the weight off. And here I've gone and I was the heaviest I'd ever been when I started this one. Just completely disgusted with myself and so frustrated and miserable, didn't feel good. It just wasn't a good situation. But he said, can you lose 5 pounds? And I'm thinking to myself, well, sure I can. And then the guy he was talking to on his podcast, he said, okay, so you've proved before that you can lose all the weight. So lose all the weight. And then for the rest of your life, just lose 5 pounds, have that goal weight and stay 5 pounds under it. And then when you hit that goal weight, you go on your diet to lose your 5 pounds. And then live your life and then weigh every day. And then when you are up 5 pounds, go back on the diet and lose 5 pounds again. So just lose 5 pounds for the rest of your life. And so that's my plan. I'm going to lose 5 pounds for the rest of my life after I have about another 25 or so to go. But man, I feel so much better. And this eating plan has really, really worked for me. And, it's somewhat Christian based. So the guy who runs it is a Christian and it has a lot of principles that relate to the Bible and that sort of thing. But the eating plan is just rock solid, whatever your faith. So again, that's coolcatteacher.com/diet. And it's not really a diet. It's really an eating plan, way of life. Doesn't do points. And, honestly, I'm a lifetime member of Weight Watchers. I did that before. They kept changing the plan on me and I just did not have the time to count the points. But I have friends who do Weight Watchers and love it. I think the main thing is find something that works for you and look at yourself and say, enough, I'm done. And I'm going to get this straight because the kids model their lives after us and we have to start living more physically fit. And I'm just going to tell you, after really educating myself on the food, and you go to a restaurant and this food is just so many calories. My number 8 is actually a lot of the forms I have in my Do What Matters productivity book. I do plan out the week. So I have planned my ideal week and I schedule in my week what I'm going to be doing when, and when am I going to log food and when am I going to leave school and all these sorts of things. And that really does work for me so that I can put stuff in my schedule. Now, Lolo, which is the company that makes the app, the Easy 10K app, also has an Easy Ab app and a couple other easy apps that I'm starting to use so I can squeeze in small little workouts for my other days of the week. Feeling good feels good. So exercise, fit it in your schedule. I hope these apps work for you. Again, number 1, Waterminder. Number 2, Streaks. Number 3, Activity app. Number 4, Health. Number 5, Easy 10K. Also use Nike Run Club with it. Number 6, Fantastical for calendaring. Number 7, My Shibboleth. And number 8, Do What Matters, and having paper forms and things to kind of plan out and get it in my mind what I'm going to be doing when. Good luck and let me know what you do.